Perfect.
Hey guys, it's Amy. This is our Monday night masterclass, and we are really fortunate tonight to have our guest diamond, Nici Hinkel, on. And so she is going to talk all about belief. I'm going to kick it over to her, but if you guys have any questions throughout, I can monitor the chat while she's talking. So Nici, it's all yours.
Perfect. Well, thanks for having me tonight. So yes, like Amy said, I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about belief. Honestly, this is like one of your cornerstones that you should always be keeping in check, is how your belief is doing in your system, because it's kind of like trying to pour from an empty cup. If you are lacking belief in any of the important areas, you're going to have a very hard time being successful in this business. And so I wanted to cover the three very key areas that you need to have rock solid belief in. And it's one of those things that belief, it can kind of come and go, and things happen that are going to kind of shake your belief. It's just going to happen. And so you have to come back and revisit this over and over and over. So that's what I wanted to go over with you guys tonight. So there's three things that you need to have a very rock solid belief in. And that is belief in the company, belief in the products, and belief in yourself. So the very first thing I wanted to talk to y'all about is belief in the company. Now, I don't know if any of you here started as skeptics in network marketing. I know Amy did, and I'm sure a lot of y'all did. It's very common to go into this thinking network marketing doesn't work. And it's a very valid belief, because 99.71% of people who start a network marketing company lose money. Now, that's a pretty scary statistic. But here's why I don't say just have belief in network marketing. We have belief in Plexus, because Plexus is different. That statistic, I would be really interested to see what our stats are. Because the thing is, it only costs $35 to start this business. We're not asking you for high quotas. We're not asking you to stock inventory. And that is one of the things that makes us special, that keeps people from losing money in this, because you just jump in, you buy your own products, and that's all I'm ever going to ask you to buy is the products that you're using for yourself. This is not the norm for other network marketing companies. I've been in 4. I was in 3 other ones before Plexus. And I'm telling you, there's some crazy comp plans out there. The one I was in right before Plexus, it was Vault Denim. And I was with them for 2 years. I was trying to sell jeans. They're no longer in business anymore. They went bankrupt. And like the very first rank, my quota I had to hit was over $2,000 a month in sales. $2,000 a month in blue jean sales. And this is for a silver ambassador. And so, of course, we never hit that. I don't understand how people did, but it's crazy when you look at some other compensation plans, what is expected of people to make money in them. And that's why those statistics look crazy on so many people not able to make money in network marketing. Well, with Plexus, we do have our very unique comp plan, in that your quota is $100 basically, and it's not even required. You also have some that's required just to be an ambassador. It's not even a requirement to be an ambassador. It's just to make money. And that's basically your products. You should be on those products. You want to be on your products. So I love our compensation plan so much. Another thing I love about it that gives me so much belief in this company and this comp plan is that it's not a super front-loaded one. You see some companies where they're super front-loaded. It looks so exciting at first. Everyone wants to join them because they're all making $1,000 on day one. And then, year 2, that's no longer happening. It's something that you can really go in, you can gradually go up, and it's that lasting residual income. Another thing I want to talk to you about in belief in the company is our executives. Now, there's some things I get to see, and this is when you guys really need to pull from your diamond up lines, is because sometimes this belief in the company, you don't see what we see. You don't get to rub shoulders with Tarlet Alec and just really feel how much they care about us, because I'm telling y'all, they care about us so much. There's so many things over the years. I've been with Plexus now for 5.5 years, for those of y'all that don't know. And the things I have seen them do for us is crazy. Like, I think it was 3 years ago at convention, they, twice actually, 2 years in a row, they rolled out a product that we were not happy with the ingredients. First was our X Factor Kids chewables. They had aspartame in them when they first rolled them out, and immediately we were like, what are we doing? we're health, take it out. And literally they pulled the product instantly, reformulated it, and before it really even went out, in the same Mega X and carrageenan, like Amy said, that was another one that happened. They rolled it out. We were all telling everybody at the time, you know, make sure your creamers and your coffee don't have carrageenan in them. And then sure enough, they rolled out Mega X that had that in the ingredient. We lost it a little bit on our execs, and I don't think that one was ever even, I guess it was sold for like a month before they changed the formulation. When they do this, they are eating so much money, because we're talking millions of dollars of products they have already put into production that they're tossing. They're just tossing it because we are not happy with the ingredients. Now, if that doesn't say something about our executives, like, I really don't know what else does, because they really, really listen to us. Another thing that's great about our company is we are debt free. This is huge, because like I said, with my last company that went bankrupt, they were not debt free and they were in a very bad financial situation. So in seasons that the company wasn't doing good, it hurt them massively. But with us not having these loans and these debts that we're having to worry about, you know, when there's ups and downs in the industry, it's not affecting the company as a whole, which is huge. So there is this foundation that we have, that we don't have to worry about anything going on with our company. And I got to sit down with Janice Jackson. I'm not sure if y'all know who she is. She's one of our newest execs in the company. I think she actually titled us like the president of something. And she is amazing. And I got to sit down and talk with her in Hawaii. And I really, really wish I could just like spill everything that she said to me. But honestly, some of the stuff that she said to me, she shouldn't have even said to me. Very, very confidential stuff. But what is to come and the path that they have our company on in just the next year is, I mean, I just, you know, Heather Burke and I sat down and talked to her. When we sat down and talked to her, we both kind of went in to the conversation a little discouraged. We had a whole list of complaints to bring to her. We really didn't even get to bring up most of our complaints, and we left there like on cloud 9. Like, so I want y'all to have this same belief that I have right now in our company, because where we are going in 2019, the stuff that's coming out is big. One thing that she said that I'm probably not supposed to say, but I'll kind of give y'all a little teaser, was that they had like, I think she said there was like 27 product formulations and reformulations that they have submitted that are going to be rolling out in the next few years. I mean, 27, that's huge. And so there's so much coming, and like their vision is right on with our vision. So that belief in the company for me right now is so big. And so I want y'all to feel that belief. I want y'all to have that belief. If you ever have any doubts in your belief in the company, you know, come to me, come to Amy, come to Sarah. I mean, we can pour that into you guys, because we get to see it a lot more than you do. So the next thing that you need belief in is belief in the products. Y'all don't share that 27 number I said. I probably shouldn't have said that. So please don't go like post that on social media. Plexus is coming out with 27 new products. Please don't do that. Disclaimer. So belief in the products. So we are who we are because of the products. I am still here today because we have products at work. I wouldn't probably still be in this industry. I wouldn't still be with Plexus. What are you doing? My son's lingering around me.
How tall am I?
Leave. I'm on a call.
How tall am I?
So after 5.5 years with Plexus, this honestly, belief in the products is one of the easiest for me. Even if I'm having days where I'm not feeling the same effects in the products, there are so many stories that are constantly coming in. Just to read the testimonies, get in your testimony groups, read those on a regular basis. Make sure you're listening to the stories. Make sure you're reaching out to the people on your team and your customers who are using the products. I'll tell you, one of the biggest belief builders for me and our products was back in, I think it was 2015, when we did our first back office changeover. I don't know how many of y'all were here during then, but there was a season where products were not shipping for like 4 weeks. Like someone would order Slim, and 4 to 6 weeks later, they still would not have their Slim. And it was the most stressful season as a leader I've ever been through in this industry, because the people needed their products. But after we walked away from it, like nothing built my belief like that did anything else, because I'm like, why are y'all still here? Because if any other company did this to me, I'd be out. You know, there's no way I would stick around. But people stayed because they wanted their products. They didn't want their money back. They needed their products. And I was like dishing out whatever I could from my stash. Thankfully, I tend to hoard the products, and I had lots to hoard. So if they lived nearby, Octobergeddon 2015 is what Amber said. She named it. So clearly she remembers that moment. But y'all, people needed the products. Like, it was so amazing to see how much these products meant to people when they were off of them. And that was just like, wow, okay, this is why we're here. This is why we're doing this. This is so stressful to me, not because it's extra work, but because I'm hurting that other people are hurting. And that was huge. Another reason to believe in these products is, one of the cool things that Plexus has always done is they're trying to stay on top of the trends and ahead of the curve. When we release a new product, there's usually always something that's a little cutting edge about it, something that's a little different. With our X Factor and the aloe, and our probio and the enzymes, and Mega X that's plant-based. I think they do a great job at trying to put a little twist on our products so that they're not like anything else on the market. And we're constantly updating them to make them better, like adding the methylated vitamins into, X Factor used to not be methylated, and now it is. And there's still some products, there might be ingredients that you're like, I wish they would change it to this. It might be one of those things that are coming. So we're constantly updating those ingredients to make them the best thing that's on the market, to stay ahead of the curve. Like I said, I loved when they changed the vitamins to be methylated, because that was about the time that everybody was talking about the MTHFR gene mutation. If you're not familiar with that, research it. It's why our multivitamins are amazing. But it was so cool, because it was like right when I was seeing everyone start to post about it on Facebook, sure enough, Plexus updated our products to match that, to rise to that occasion. And so if you don't, and another thing for belief in your products that I really want to challenge you to do, if you kind of waver in this belief, is to start researching the ingredients. One of the best things that you can do is look up the ingredients. Just spend a little time, go to scholar.google.com. Don't research on just straight Google. Go to scholar.google.com, because that's going to give you the actual medical journals, and you're going to see the facts, and you're not going to see just blogs of people giving you their opinion. And just pick a product and start looking up the ingredients. You will be mind blown at what the ingredients in our products can do for you. Like last year I did, for almost every month of the year, I did a 7 days of Plexus series. And I don't know how many people actually benefited from it, but I sure did, because it was making me actually research these ingredients of the year. And I was writing this stuff up and looking in the medical journals. And there were so many products I had stopped taking because I wasn't necessarily feeling the difference, because sometimes you don't feel that your body's getting healthier. There's some changes that, maybe my, cholesterol is getting more stable, but I don't know that. And so you forget to take the products if you're not outwardly feeling them. And when I started researching the ingredients, I'm like, I need every one of these. I can't miss any of these, because this is good stuff. So that's one great, easy way for you to build that belief in the products. And then the last one is belief in yourself. And this is definitely, it's one of the hardest, but one of the most important aspects. Because anytime you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to live to your full potential. You're just not. Like, that part is so vital. And one of the biggest triggers that's going to hold you back on this is shame. And so I want to ask you to think about, was there a moment in your life that kind of stopped you in your tracks, that shattered maybe your dreams or whatever your goal was at the time, and you're still playing that moment on repeat in your mind? One of those moments where someone may have told you that you can't do this or you're not good at this. When I was in 6th grade, I had a track coach. I was a runner ever since I was really young, and I was thrown in the mile and the 2-mile run. I just didn't enjoy that. It was too far. I wanted to run the shorter races. I wanted to run the 800. And so I had a track coach told me at the time that I was not built like a runner, and so I would never be in those events. He said, anybody can do the mile and 2-mile because it just takes endurance and practice, but you're not built to be a sprinter or to do anything under that. And so I was in 6th grade. So I was 11, 12. And my coach told me this, and that played on repeat until I was probably 26 years old. You're never going to be a runner. You're not going to be a runner. And I kept running despite it. It was like I was trying to prove to him, I'm going to be a runner. I'm going to be a runner. I went on to run track for OU. I walked onto their track team. And I remember about 2 weeks after I walked onto the track team, I ran into him. He was in my college town at a restaurant, and I ran into him, and I was so excited to run up and tell him, guess what I just did? And he was like, what? And I'm like, I walked onto the OU track team and I made a team. And he didn't really care. And it was like, it was so, it was terrible coach. And it was such a hard thing for me. But I still kept trying to prove. I was trying to prove to him, I'm going to be good. I ran marathons after that. And then finally I had this moment of realizing, I don't even like to run. Like, why do I care what this man told me when I was 12? Like, why is this defining me so much? And sometimes we let this define us in a way that makes us just say, you're right, I'm never going to be a runner. I'm not going to even try. And sometimes you go after something for no reason but to prove it to them that you're good enough. And whichever way that shame triggers you, neither one is healthy. You have to believe that you are worthy for your sake and your sake only. And you can't let somebody else's words have power over you. Brene Brown is one of my favorite authors. She wrote The Power of Vulnerability on Audible is like one of my favorite things to listen to. And I've probably listened to it like 20 times, because on the Audible speaking, I have never actually picked up the book, but on the Audible, she's actually speaking at a conference. So it's a really easy to listen to Audible. And she talks a lot about the man in the arena quote by Theodore Roosevelt, where it says, it's not the critic who counts. And it's so important that y'all remember that. And the critic is the person, and remembering who the critic is. They're the person that's not in the arena with you. They're not there alongside you in life. They're not there working this business with you. They're the person that is in the cheap seats watching what you're doing. They're maybe it's the boy in 9th grade that told you weren't pretty enough, that's still on Facebook and mocking you. Like, their opinion does not matter. And we cannot let these people define us. And so just remember that it's not the critic who counts. So that's something that I constantly have to remind myself all the time. So if you're sitting here too, as you listen to me speak, and as you've heard Amy and Sarah speak week after week, and you maybe have thought, I'll never be there, like I'm always going to be here, then this is definitely, you have to work on your mindset, because I want every one of you to believe that you can be where we are. I'm not special. I'm not good at network marketing. Like, I've done 3 other companies before this. Like I told you, with the last one, I never even made it to the first rank. Granted, it had a ridiculous quota to get there, but I'm not inherently good at this. I'm not a great speaker. These are things that, and and I'm not saying this in a way, because I'm trying to tell y'all not to speak these words over yourself, but I'm saying it in a way that I'm just normal. Like, I really, really am. And this is something that any of you can do if you just believe in yourself and believe this is something that you can do. So one of the very first things you have to do is believe it. Like, I want every single one of you to believe without a shadow of a doubt that you're going to be diamond one day, and you're going to go to Hawaii with us, and you're going to do these things. And if you are going to be brave enough to believe that and to say yes to this dream, you also have to have the courage to stick it through the hard times, because it's not a straight up easy road. I'm going to tell you that. And you owe it to yourself to see things through. So remember that. Now, kind of in closing on the belief in yourself, I want to tell you there's 6 things I want to really challenge you to do as your homework when you're working through this week. And one of the things is I want you to spend time with people who make you feel like you matter. Are you surrounding yourself with people who are telling you good things about yourself, who are pointing out your strengths and your talents, and maybe they're, and they're not cutting you down? Or are some of your friends kind of your worst critics? You really need to surround yourself with people who make you feel like make you feel like you matter. The second one is I want you to identify those shame triggers and bring them to light, because shame loves secrecy. If you keep those moments, like what I have with my coach, and you don't talk about them and you keep them inside and you never recognize that they are a hidden motive that are driving you to either not work or overwork, but they're going to get worse and worse and worse. The only way I finally was able to give up that need to succeed in track was to finally identify what it was, because I didn't recognize it until I was like 25, and one day I realized why I was doing this, why I was working so hard. And so you have to identify those shame triggers. So I want you to really, really think about, what story are you telling yourself over and over and over in your head that you need to put to death? Because there's no truth to it. So bring it to light. Share it with a friend. Share it with your upline. But I really challenge you to talk about it. The third one is to turn up the volume on those positive words instead and delete the negative thoughts in your mind. The fourth one is I want you to practice self-care. You're worth it. If you believe that, then you have to act like that. So you can't say that I believe in myself and then not take care of yourself and put yourself last. So make sure I've got 4 little kids. I know it's hard, but you have to make yourself a priority also. So practice self-care. The fifth one is start to tell people around you what you see in them. So don't just expect people to pour good things into you. Start looking for the positives in other people. Start speaking life over other people. When you start to speak life over other people, they're going to start to speak life right back over you. So it's kind of cool how that works. And then the last one is when you receive a compliment, receive it. Say thank you, accept it, hear it, because there are good things about you and you've got to recognize that. So in a nutshell, the 3 things that you need rock solid: belief in your company, belief in your products, and belief in yourself. So that's all I got for y'all.
Thank you so much, Nici. I know, and as we were all chatting here, belief in yourself is the one thing that I know all of us wish we could just flip that switch, and just make everyone believe in themselves. But thank you guys so much. I am going to post the recording, so make sure for the people who weren't on tonight that we share this with our teams. It was so good. Thank you so much, Nici.
You're welcome. Y'all have a good night.